here with you, and today we're making some cards, and I decided that Easter is coming, and so I want to make some Easter cards. Therefore I drew a bunch of bunnies, and now we need to put the bunnies together on a card basically. So, and I don't know why I did 6 cards when in reality I have 5 bunnies. This is strange. So I found I've got these big envelopes, and they're standard size. So I basically folded a piece of cardstock into 2 and then cut it down a bit, and that's what we're going to use for that. I found some sentiments that I had from way back when I used to make a lot of cards, and I have a bunch of them for Easter. So I thought that'd be fun. And then I pulled out a bunch of different samples, a bunch of different papers that I had in my stash for a long time, and that I think would be perfect to go with spring. So those are all scraps of, most of it is regular cardstock. And then I pulled out these paper packs, which has this one, which is very cute and feels very springy. Like that. Isn't pretty? And then there's this one, which is from the dollar store, but it also has some really fun springy type of colors. So that's what we're going for. And we'll start the timer and just get going. So I'm not quite sure. I think I need to find big strips that are gonna take most of the room of the paper, because, or I could leave a big border, because if you look, like, it's gonna be missing some things. This one is crooked, but it would be cute. Which one can we put? Maybe we can put this little bunny. So let's cut this straight. Start off with that. Oh, it has a cute... Oh, I wonder. I'm thinking maybe that color would be better with my bunny. Cut out the bunny. So I did the bunny, the images on regular, this is just a sketchbook paper that I bought at the dollar store, and I'm just using that to draw, and then I colored it with my coloring pencils, my Prismacolor, and yeah, just had fun doing that. And he's feeling like he's got more white on one side than the other. Okay, I think that's pretty nice. Okay, so we could go with that, or we could go with this. Definitely not gonna go on that side. Maybe I could use this, cut it down, and then use the strip as embellishment, because it goes with that. So what about doing something like that, and then something like this, or even just something like that. It's very simple. And my drawings look childish, but it's okay. I made it. I'm proud of the fact that I made it. I mean, I could have used one of the images, one of the many digital images that I have, and colored those with my Copics, but I've been trying to force myself to do my own drawings more, and I figure that's the only way I'm gonna get better at drawing, is if I do a lot. So I'm really trying to force myself to do more. I have a strip of something that I could use. Oh, this looks like it's this. No, it's not the same. But that would be pretty on there as well. So, what about that? I should have done the mark on the other side, but hey. And of course, made it crooked because, yeah. Okay, so how about that? I think that's pretty. I was thinking of finding a way to line this up with something so that it's not white on white. And I should have those strips of papers like this, which is a very similar color. So I could glue it on here. Actually, I could use this shiny portion of it. I'll just glue it right there and cut it around it. Not gonna be perfect, but it's okay. It's my cards, and cards don't have to be perfect. Honestly, like, if you send an homemade card to somebody and they complain that your card is not perfect, they're not deserving of you sending a card. So I could maybe raise up my little bunny so I could put it kind of like that. Now I'm thinking it'd be very pretty if I had some yellow ribbon, which I'm sure I do. And that would probably finish the card really well. And obviously I didn't think of yellow of the ribbon. Okay, so I've got a big bin of miscellaneous ribbons. And I think we can probably use some of these in these makes. These are all like American craft type of ribbon, but I see like at the bottom that there's some yellow like that, which is, I think, very pretty for this type of thing. This is too big, but that one would be pretty, I think. So let's keep the bin of ribbon close by because we might need it for another card. Okay, so I'm thinking I want to use this, and I'm gonna wrap it around. Okay, I'm gonna glue this layer down just so I'm gonna make my life a bit easier. Here we go. And then, where did my pieces go? Okay, so what do I want to do with this? Do I want to do something like this? I hurt myself and it was painful. I was healing, but it looks like hell, but what do you want to do? I think maybe I should do it like that. And then kind of my little bunny here. Okay, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to glue this to the other piece. Do that first. And then I'm going to glue this on top of that. I'm thinking that it'd be pretty if I had a big flower to this. And I've got tons of different flowers, so it would be a great idea if I can use some of them up, because I have a ton of them. So I'm going to do this like here, and run it on top of my ribbon. This way my ribbon is secure. So like that. Okay, so got that down. Got this down. I'm going to put this down. You're hearing my son Andrew play the piano, possibly. Do I want to edge this before I do something with this? There's so many things that I didn't think about before getting started with this. I think this distress oxide might be pretty, so let's use one of those. Yeah, I think it's just gonna kind of finish the edge so it doesn't look so stark and so not finished. Okay, so put that close by because I might need it for more. Yeah, I like it a lot better with the little edge. And then I can put my Joyeuse Pâques here. Joyeuse Pâques, it's basically Happy Easter, but it's in French, obviously. And I can't reach my flowers. So I will pause the timer and I will pause the camera and I'll be back. So I'm back. I'm gonna start the timer again. So I've got this big bin with a bunch of different flowers in it, and some are like big like that, but I have some that are like from the dollar store, and they're just stem of flowers that I just cut, like I just removed the flower, and I thought it was a great way of getting some very inexpensive flowers, but I haven't been using them, so I need to use them, and I think today's the day. Now the problem with these flowers is obviously they won't stay flat easily, and I think what I used to do is to remove this part and then cut it down. Try not to cut your fingers off, and then you can just place it down, and you've got some very cheap, inexpensive flowers. So just a trick if you want to have flowers and you don't want to be paying a fortune for them. Sometimes you can even find some of these flowers like at the thrift store, and I think it can finish off this card really nicely. Okay, so, and I'm glad because I've got a whole big bin of them, and then I stopped using them, so that really sucks. Okay, I'm trying to get my big Suquan tape, and it doesn't want to come off because this underneath the flower will make sure that the flower doesn't go anywhere. The one thing with using this method is that the obviously the center here, if you don't stick it down, you might lose the center of your flower. So by doing it this way, I'm ensuring that my flower doesn't come apart like this one is coming apart right now. So if I put this on top, maybe I won't be able to take it apart anymore. Okay, so, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's just say I didn't take the easiest route. And here we go. So, got those two down. Now I just need to put the little sentiment down. Of course, you could add bling and whatever, but at this point, I think there's already a lot going on now with this card, so I think it's going to be sufficient. But I think it really finishes it off nicely in a very inexpensive fashion. Okay, so next card. This time around we could use this big piece of yellow. Got the yellow. Now, which bunny am I gonna put on here? Could put this little guy. Okay, and what can we use? Oops. This is the type of paper that I don't usually use a lot of because of the fact that it's so busy. If I put the card this way, because obviously I'm using 6x6, so it's not the perfect fitting size. However, if I was to put it this way and maybe find something like this to put like on here. That, or what else do I have in here? Anything else that would be pretty? I do have this here, which could kind of match with that. So if I was to, it might be very pretty actually. Okay, so I'm gonna cut this down because I want some space around the ribbon. So if I was to cut it here, this means that I think I would have sufficient space around the ribbon. And cut it here. Got these two strips. So something like that. And then I can put this underneath. So let's do that first. So yeah, this is the type of ribbon. I believe this was gifted to me. It was part of, like, was the wrapping of one of my gifts from Guylaine, because she loves using ribbons a lot. And obviously when you give me something and it has a beautiful ribbon like this, I'm going to keep it. And that's what I did. And I think it's very pretty. Okay, so we would have this, and then technically I could actually cut down my rabbit so that it would fit on here like that. So like that. And do I have, because I have that big piece, but I don't really want to use a whole big piece if I can avoid it. At the same time, I don't want to cover the full paper underneath. So maybe it'd be better if I just left it this way. Now, I'm thinking I want to put this sentiment with it. So like that, and I could actually layer it, maybe, or do I have something else that I could layer it, which would pop more? Okay, so just gonna cut this off like this. And I'm gonna try to find a way of using this as it is, because I think that'd be fun. Okay, so I'm thinking something like this, but I do want something here. That's a bit big. It doesn't fit the style of the flower. But I think this one might work without whatever's going down on it. Like, I'm not too fond of those things, but this without all those things on it would be pretty. So let's cut these things off because they're not working for me, and we can do that. Yeah, I think that's good. It's fun because I'm using flowers that have been in my stash like forever. Literally. It's going to put a bit of thickness to the card, but not that much. So it should be good. I'm going to put this underneath the ribbon just so that it doesn't move. And use a bit to stick my flower down. And voila, we've got another card. Okay, so next card. I want to use that. I'll use this bunny. I'm actually thinking that my card might be too big for how I want, because I'm sending my daughter some chocolate and the card needs to fit on top of the box, and I've got a feeling that this is going to be too big, so I'm not going to be using an envelope for it. I'll just use the I'll just use the box, I think. That would be pretty. So would this though. I need my stars to fit with the paper. So I'm going to cut it like that. Oops, don't want it underneath the star. So something like this. I think I'm going to cut just a tad the yellow on this side so that it fits better and gives me a gap. Yeah. I don't know what happened there. There's a little... So I've got this left, which I could put over here. I like this, but now I don't like my bunny with it. Unless it's... There's no going back after on this though. So if I don't like it, my bunny's gonna be ruined. Oh well. Okay, so I can put the bunny sentiment with it. If I'm sending this to my daughter, it would be fitting, even though it's chocolate and I'm sending her, but still, I still think it would be fitting. Okay, so now, what to do. Go with green. Do I line up the bunny with something, or I just leave it as is? It's my big dilemma right now. This first, just glue that piece down. This way, like so. Glue this thing down. And this is going to go over here, and my little bunny can sit over there. I think what I really want to do is outline the stars. I think that is the thing that's bothering me right now. It's making the paper too yellow, and this way it goes with the little line that's in the paper. I don't know, I just think it's gonna finish it off a little bit better. Yeah, for sure. I think that's gonna be much, much better. And I'm actually thinking that I'm gonna want to do this here. Obviously, if you want a really straight line, you would use a ruler, but I don't mind that it's a bit wiggly. I think it adds to the character of the card. Okay. And what's fun with this is I'm reusing something that I had used for die cuts or something, which is not, you know, it wasn't something that I planned to reuse. I kept the piece probably because I thought I was going to use a portion of it, but now it's just perfect because it adds to my pattern of my card, and it makes it very unique and original. I like my cards to be unique. I'm totally loving this Moonman pen with the carbon black platinum ink. It's just perfect for working on my art. I'm using it all the time. So very pleased now with my purchase, even though originally I wasn't sure at all. I didn't like it originally, but now it's just amazing. I'm loving it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that right over here. And I'm gonna put my little bunny right on top of this. And I'm not gonna line them up because I want the paper to show underneath, because I love the shimmer of that paper, so I don't want to hide it. So here we go. So we've made 3 cards. I think it's a pretty good session. We've made completely different type of cards. You saw me use all kinds of different things that I have in my stash. So I hope this is inspiring to you guys. I'm looking forward to reading your comment. Stay safe. Love you guys. Bye.